Today we're going to dive into a really personal story about work life. It's a journey that kicks off with landing what seems like the perfect career, only to find out it's actually, well, pretty soul-crushing. And the whole thing turns on one single life-changing conversation.
I mean, it's a question a lot of us might ask ourselves at some point, right? You've checked all the boxes, you're making good money, you've got the fancy title. But deep down, something just feels totally off. And this is the exact spot our protagonist found himself in.
All right, so let's set the scene. Our story really gets going right after a huge career change, one where a supposed dream job pretty quickly turns into this bureaucratic nightmare. So picture this. His smaller company gets bought out and bam, he's suddenly a VP at a massive global ad agency. On paper, this is a huge win. The pay was better than ever, and the agency was a giant in the industry. But here's the thing. The day-to-day reality of how things worked, it completely flipped his world upside down. And this quote right here, it just nails the heart of the problem. His work used to be about being creative, about helping clients, but it turned into this endless maze of corporate buzzwords and meetings about meetings. It felt like he was just constantly fighting this draining battle of politics and red tape that just sucked all the passion right out of him. I mean, just look at these words. They represent a world where the process is more important than the progress, you know? A world where you spend way more time talking about doing the work than actually doing the work. He felt like he was wasting more time and getting less done than ever before. And all of this led to a feeling I think we all know and dread.
Yep, the Sunday blues were back. And he just decided, you know what? No amount of money is worth feeling that pit in your stomach every single week. Something had to give. And that brings us to one very important dinner. So this is where it all comes to a head, the key moment in this whole story, a deep dive conversation that leads to a massive realization. He knew he needed to talk to his wife, Anna, about it, but man, he was dreading this conversation. He was planning to wait until dessert, ease into it, but he just couldn't hold it in any longer. The Sunday blues are back. Boom. The words are just hanging in the air. You can imagine Anna is not thrilled to hear this. The tension is real as he's trying to explain why he's dreading a job that, from the outside, looks incredible.
So after they talk for a bit, Anna says this. And it's one of those moments, right? It's like she can read his mind. She sees the conclusion that he hasn't even let himself fully think about yet. She knows this isn't just about some annoying bureaucracy or difficult coworkers. It's something way, way bigger.
And that's when it hits him. Bam! The light bulb goes on. He says the words out loud, almost like he's hearing them for the first time himself. This is it. This is the thought Anna knew he was having. It's the only real way out, the only path he can see to being happy at work again. The truth was finally out there.
Okay, so with that decision made, the story just completely shifts gears. He's escaping the corporate world to build the exact opposite, a company based on freedom, friendship, and work that actually means something.
So the plan? It was pretty bold. They packed up their whole life and moved to Lake Tahoe. He started calling up trusted friends and old colleagues, people who were just as fed up with the corporate grind as he was. And then he started Jeremiah Marketing, a firm with tons of natural light, no beanbag chairs, but always beer in the fridge. The culture was simple, no pretense.
And he assembled his dream team. These weren't just employees. They were people he genuinely trusted and liked. Amy, Chris, Quinn, Jasper, and Lynn, they all jumped on board. Together, they were building something they could actually be proud of, a place that was a world away from approval matrices and dotted lines.
And for 2 years, it was perfect. Absolutely perfect. The business was killing it, they were landing amazing clients, and most importantly, everybody was having fun. The Sunday blues were just a distant memory. The problem was solved. Or so it seemed. But then, as they got into their 3rd year, something weird started to happen. A new, and honestly a much more confusing problem started to pop up. All the external issues were gone, but a new, internal one was taking their place. He started calling it the crankies. He just found himself getting stressed out, irritable, and kind of short with people. And the weirdest part, he wasn't dreading work. He loved his job, he loved his team, but he was just becoming this temperamental guy, and he had no idea why. Now, what's so fascinating here is this comparison. The Sunday blues, that was all caused by external stuff he could actually escape from, the bureaucracy, the politics. But the crankies, that was totally different. That was coming from inside. The problem wasn't the job anymore. The problem was him.
And this was the question that just haunted him.
I mean, think about it. He had literally designed his perfect work life. He had an incredible team, cool projects, and he lived in a beautiful place. By all accounts, he should have been happier than ever. And yet, this irritability just wouldn't go away.
And that really brings us to the big final question here. He fixed his environment, he fixed his job, but all that did was reveal a much deeper issue. It just goes to show you that sometimes changing your circumstances is only step one. The next journey, the harder one, is understanding yourself. So, what do you do when you are the last variable in your own happiness equation?